Welcome to Kranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Kranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Bless up, it's that time again. We're back in the football universe. It's World Cup games. And today we have a humdinger. Big game today. USA versus Australia. Now, let me know how you've been enjoying the World Cup so far, actually. I think it's been better than advertised. I think, given all the challenges that the World Cup encountered, ticket challenges, referee, countries blocked from coming, the games have sort of changed one's perspective as to whether or not this is going to be a success. And so far, so good. Bless up, Ricardo. Baggio, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I'm looking forward to today's game, actually. US plays at 3 p.m. No matter 7 p.m. you see up there. I have a feed for the score, which looks better than what I had before. So I have different feeds with different times in it. So this is probably us. This is what, 7 o'clock? I don't even know what time this is. This is not even UK time. But I'm trying to get the score to be prominent, so that's why I leave that one up there. But it's going to be a 3 o'clock game. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm looking forward to this game. I mean, this is we're in Group D. And it's US, Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey. Now, at the inception of this competition, one would say this is one of the tougher groups. Right? I mean, it may not have all the big name countries in it. It's one of the tougher groups. If you think about Paraguay, who finished on 28 points in South America and was probably in the Colombia, teams like Colombia finished there. Teams like Uruguay, I think most of those teams were on 28 points, apart from Argentina, which had about 35. Brazil, Paraguay, Colombia, a lot of them were just around the same in terms of points. Ecuador, and the US destroyed Paraguay. And then we had Turkey played against Australia. And one would expect, given Turkey's pedigree, playing Europe, as teams in the Champions League have very good players, that they would probably overcome Australia, and that wasn't the case. They lost 2-0. So now we have the winner of this game will be leading their group. USA was brilliant against Paraguay. And these are the group standing, if you see it here. USA on 3 points, Australia on 3 points. Paraguay and Turkey, we're going to play each other's next, are on 0. And it's going to be interesting going forward, which is the winner of today's game will be leading the group and would probably win the group. Right? I mean, you could win today and still not win the group. It's possible, but not probable. So looking forward to it. And the USA, under Pochettino, bless up Brown Man Security, really looked exceptional. They ain't just look good. I know some people want to negate how good they look, but when you play a good team and the first half, you overwhelm them, not only with your offense, but with your defense. I mean, they were one of the better looking teams in the tournament. Now, as the tournament progressed and we saw France play and we see England play, we see Argentina play, and it also depends on who you play, then we say, oh, these are very good teams also. Argentina still reliant on Messi. And, someone will say how Messi is much more mobile than Ronaldo. I don't think he's more mobile. I think they look for him 24/7. And I think he plays at his own pace, in his own space. And Ronaldo is depending upon others to service him. Messi plays deeper and can get the ball. So I'm looking forward to today's game to see Australia, which is a hard-running team, hard-tackling team, against a U.S. team who is a good team. And we have the starting lineups. We have 18 minutes to game time. These are the starting lineups. So we have the U.S. has the same exact team apart from Pulisic is nursing a calf injury. I assume they don't want to aggravate it, so they didn't play him. Now, I thought they would have replaced Pulisic with Weah, for example, but they brought in Ricardo Pepe, so they're going to play two up front because Balogun is in the team. So I find that was interesting, actually. Maybe it's matchups based on the opposition. So a little bit surprised to see Weah wasn't starting. They're playing Sergio Dest on the right, and he's a right back, but they play him almost like a right wing. So they play a 3-4-3 formation. So that should be interesting. And then we see the Australia team. Not a lot of known players in the Australia team, frankly. But that is their team. And they're very, like all Australian sports people, industrious, work hard, a lot of pressure, die for the badge. And this team is no different. And for them to beat Turkey and beat them 2-0 was a very good outcome for them. By the way, people, as you come into the chat, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. So I'm looking forward to this game. It should be an interesting game. U.S. persons who are not soccer aficionado, given the U.S. Result in the first game, some of them have been thinking that the U.S. can win the World Cup. And nothing is impossible in life. But those who follow the sport a lot realize that that's a monumental task to achieve. This is not like hockey in 1980 when U.S. beat Russia. This is a different story. You got to play a series of games against a series of teams. And as you go further in the competition, it gets much, much stiffer. Much, much more difficult. So, but I'm looking forward to see how the U.S. come out in this game. I mean, they were very aggressive in the last game. Extremely aggressive. They looked like they could run all day. And granted, a lot of these players have had long seasons, right? Very long seasons. And it's amazing that we're in June going on July. Some of them have had no breaks and they're still running well. So they just got to do it for until, if they last until July, you have to do it till then. And then they'll get their 2 or 3 weeks off before they go back to their club teams. So let me pull up where the game is being shown. In the US, it's on a whole bunch of channels. Telemundo, Fox, Fubo. There's a lot of different sources to see the game. If you are in the Caribbean, it's normally Rush Sports. And also TVJ does bring the game. Let me say they're bringing it today, which is interesting. Since TVJ didn't bring Jamaica World Cup, I keep saying this. I didn't see them bringing Jamaica World Cup qualifiers. So I'm not sure they got to bring in World Cup. But yes, it's on Blue, it's on television, TVJ, it's on Rush Sport and One Spot Media. In the UK, it's normally ITV. Or BBC, so I'll see which one they bring it in. And in Canada, it's normally TSN. So if you're in some other parts of the world, you know where it is, I can always provide that to you. Let me see which one of the UK channels are bringing it today. UK is BBC One. Normally it's ITV or BBC. I guess they rotate for the coverage. Drew Fortis, I haven't seen you in a while. Bless up, Drew. How you doing? I figure you must be on vacation someplace. Enjoying your summer. And as you come in, Drew, hit the like button. Come in, no, see you not hit it yet. Me just see you. So I have to call you out. But this should be a very, very interesting game. Who you guys picking to win the game? And let me know your score. Give me who you're picking to win, and also give me what you think the score is going to entail. Now, there are 3 games on today. If I'm not mistaken, or is it 4? I know Brazil zone is playing today with Morocco. So there are 4 games on today, sorry. So at 6 Eastern Standard Time, Scotland play Morocco. I will not bring that game. I may bring the Brazil-Haiti game. Gotta see how I feel. But Brazil-Haiti, I may bring that game. It's at 8 o'clock, 8:30. And then 11 o'clock, boy, they're running the whole timeline here. Turkey plays Paraguay. So we have Group D's. The Group D games are on today along with Group C. And in Group C, Scotland lead the group. And then you have Morocco, Brazil, and Haiti up the rear, even though Haiti could have beaten Scotland, actually. Wow. Drew said, blockation is work, then yes, I hear you. Drew picking US 2-1. Regular boys react to say 4-0 US. Damn. That much confidence in the US. They look exceptional the other day. They'll miss Pulisic, who I thought was instrumental in the first half, but they actually can play without him. They have a lot of quality in their team. But 4 is a big number for our Australia team going to work hard, but the US is going to win. I find it hard to believe they won't win this game, even though Australia did beat Turkey, so you can't sleep on them. And they're very, very physical. I think when they played the US last time, it was a very physical game. But the good thing that the US have is they have bought into Pochettino's system, which is you just run all game. And they appear more technical than they normally were, or normally are, actually. So you would expect that they'll dominate the midfield with Adams doing the cleanup in front of the back 3. And then you have Tillman, who I thought was exceptional. McKinney, who was any and everywhere. Now, the question is, where do they play Pepe? Because Pepe, I thought they would probably bring in Weah, play him out wide. We'll see how that works, actually. Balogun is going to play in the middle, so unless he sort of change the formation somewhat. So it'd be interesting to see how they play it. But it should be a good game. We have 11 minutes before game time. I'm seeing U.S. fans any and everywhere. A lot of vibes in the U.S. this year. The Knicks brought that vibes out when they won the championship. I think people lost their mind after 53 years. Not as bad as the Cubs or the Boston Red Sox. The Cubs was over 100 years. And Red Sox was also a very, very long time. But it's going to be all good. Peter, bless up, Peter. Thanks for joining. Peter says, Pepe got the start. Peter says, USA 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 seemed like a decent score, an expected score. I think the U.S. weakest part of the U.S. game is their defense, actually. I think Freeman is decent. I think Richards is very good. I think the captain, Tinareem, he's suspect. And he's playing wide, the wide of the back 3. He has 0 speed. Smart player, but he has no recovery speed. So when they play the better teams, we're going to run at them. It's going to be a challenge. But if the U.S. is trying to overwhelm you and press you high up the field and give you little or no time to be able to be comfortable with the pass. And one thing they do really well, actually, is they do pressure the ball. So what do I mean by that? I have watched a number of games, even with England against Croatia, where the man with the ball gets no pressure. They try to cover the spaces, zone up, have man-to-man where the person is closer or closer to goal. But then the person passing the ball, as you saw with this Croatia second goal, has all day to pick somebody if they're running off you. It reminds me of Elise when he made that pass to Mbappe, even though he sort of created more of that than what against the Croatia game. The pass into Mbappe where Koulibaly was asleep, even though Mbappe's so quick. By the time you turn around, he's gone. But I think, to me, when you're playing football, if you don't have time on the ball, then it's very, very difficult to make the right decision. But when you have time, you can look good. Now, one thing I want to mention, I listen to some of these commentators. They have tried to bring in these, what I'm going to call all-star casts, which is, as in most sports, the analyst is normally the person who has expertise in the sport in terms of playing the game. So they'll bring in the Girouds of the world. They'll bring in the person who call himself God. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Swede. They're bringing all this, and people like Henry and all those guys are there already. But some of them are just not good. They're just not that good. Some are excellent, like Henry, not because he's an Arsenal ex-player. Just give you a really good analysis, take you on the field, walk you through what you should be seeing, explain certain things really well. But some of the other analysts, you're just like, why you just not turn up for work? They didn't pay you because you're not adding any value. But just as an observation, not everybody's good at what they do. And not everyone can transition from the field to the booth, actually. And that's very obvious. Players are coming out. See the flags. Tim Ream leaving out the U.S. Australia team is out. So it should be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to the game. Should be an entertaining game. The one thing you'll get with the U.S., it's not going to be boring. Let me say this again. The U.S. games in this tournament will not be boring. Pochettino only plays one way. Now, he failed at Chelsea, or Chelsea failed in one of them. But when he was at Spurs, and he had quality at Spurs with Eriksson and Dembele and Kane and all of them and Son. I mean, they play on the front foot. And so has the U.S. so far. And even when he went to PSG and Chelsea, he tried that, but Chelsea was a different story. So the U.S. has bought into his system. They've bought into him being the person in charge, and they're playing what they're going to call Pochettino football. So let's see how that works out. Should be good. Looking forward to it. Let's hope Australia come to play football. I mean, they did beat Turkey. So they do show some ability. And one thing I want to mention, I was going to do a video on this, but I haven't done it yet, but I probably will. I find it really interesting that this World Cup, more than any other World Cup, has shown the globalization of the sport, has shown what migration patterns provide for you, have shown that even a world where racism is pervasive and where people who are disenfranchised and of color get ostracized and disenfranchised and blame and curse or whatever you want to call it. When it comes to sports is a great equalizer. You can't fake it. We know who's good based on the eye tests and the stats, and we know we're not good. And I see so many countries, especially Caucasian-dominated countries, with so many people of diverse background in their teams. I mean, Australia has its center forward, whose name is what? Tory? He's right? Mohamed Tory. He's playing center forward for Australia. He's black. Now, not saying Australia never had any black people in their ranks, because they have, especially cricket. But it just shows you far and wide. A lot of these teams, England, I think, had about 7. US had probably 9 or 8. Probably 9 today, even though Pulisic is out. Canada, all these teams were majority Caucasian. Maybe that's why, maybe that's why. So I'll put my own spin on this. Maybe that's why China and India can't make no World Cup. And you'd be surprised how disproportionate this is, people. Because normally we use the per capita number to inform our view about these things. Black population in England, black population in those countries doesn't equate to the number of persons who play these sports. And the only reason why blacks are not in more sports because some of these sports like tennis are very hard to afford. It doesn't provide the infrastructure to do this. But where it does, where you just kick a football in the place, it's very pervasive. It's very obvious. French team, you would think France is a majority black country. It's not only the players who play for France, the players who are born in France who play for all these African countries. France probably have the most players who are born in France playing in the World Cup by a good margin. By a good margin. All right? France has the most, probably a good margin, who are born in France. Now, sports have color. It's just the color is less than before. It has color. Trust me, it has color. It has color. Go look at Utah basketball team. It has color. But it's just that it's hard for you for that color to be pervasive, given that everyone is the judge and jury of the players, and the outcome does provide the best way of judging quality. But it's really interesting, actually, when you observe it. I'm dating myself. When I used to watch the U.S. play, U.S. used to have 2 blacks in the team, or 3. Beasley and Kobe Jones at one point. If you go back real well, it'd be 2 blacks in the U.S. team, 2 or 3 blacks. In Canada, no different. But as I said, migration patterns, and even if you look at the composition and the percentage of the black population in these countries versus the players who play in soccer or football, the numbers are materially different. J Black, do you mean USA J Black? You say use number 9. Pepe is playing in the 9 today. Or Pepe, I should say. You meant USA, okay. Figure as much. If you said Australia, you would have put AUS, So players, US is ready. Is that Ciara? I see that there. Is that, what's his name, wife? Everybody's involved in the football nowadays. I see some of the English complaining about how they're showing celebrities and they complain about hydration break. Just suck it up and deal with it. You go to somebody else's country, you adapt to some of their rules. We may not like all of them, but they are what they are. So again, here we have the starting teams on the right. I'll change it. For Australia, it's Beach, Italiano, Sercati, Satar, Burgess, Boss, O'Neill, Okan Ensler, Villopile, Leckie, and Torrey. And for the US, Matt Freezing goals, Sergino Des, Chris Richards, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, Winston McKennie, Ricardo Pepi, Tim Marine, the captain, Alex Friedman, the right back, Malik Tillman was brilliant in the last game, and the Nigerian, Jamaican, British, and USA following Balogun. I even say Balogun could play for 3 teams. But he's not really Jamaican. I shouldn't say Jamaican. I'm just kidding. Tim Weah is Jamaican. Balogun could play for 3 teams. He was born in the US and spent a month there, but then came to play for the US because it was the easier team to get into. The game is off. Australia kicking off. Try to go long, as most teams do nowadays. Headed out by Tim Marine. So I guess Pepe playing wide left. Yeah, I think the US pressure is overwhelming, and they're gonna. I agree with you. The pressure is gonna be It's going to be intense early, and frankly, the pressure is all game. It's not like you like some teams. You see England press and back off, press and back off. Oh, Australia looks like they're almost in already. Here comes Tory with a cross shot, saved by Freeze. Oh, that's early and that's quick. That shouldn't happen. That's a ball over the top. Yeah, he shouldn't have shot. He should have crossed that ball, actually. Not a smart move by Tory. Here comes the US. That's Adams to McKinney to Freeman, back to Richards. Tim Ream going with the top. The ball needs to be flatter, Tim Ream. Too flat. I mean, high. I mean, more the loop, not flatter. He's trying to go along. And US is pressing, and the press is vigorous. The press is suffocating. So the US got to be careful. The Australians are pretty physical, and they also would run well. US with the ball. We're 2 minutes in. Score tied at 0. Ball out to Des. Des back to Freeman. Freeman inside to Richards. US playing 4 across. Anthony Robinson playing that wingback role. And that's McKinney trying to find Balogun. Played out for throw in to the US. On the right side of the Australia goal. Richards at the halfway line to Tim Ream. Ream out to Robinson. Robinson back to Ream. The US looking to probe. Ream. Robinson down the wing, looking to cross. Try to cross. Ball out of bounds. Goal kick to Australia. Ball ricocheted off Robinson. Pulisic is on the bench, but he will not play today. He's out of the squad. Has a calf problem. He was brilliant the last game in the first half. Totally annihilated the Paraguay right back. Balogun. Fouled by McKinney on the Australian. Free kick to Australia. 3.5 minutes in. Score tied at 0. Australia deep in the USA's half, but throw into USA to be taken by Freeman. Into Richards. Richards all the way across field to Tim Ream, who's going to go to Robinson. US has space on that side. Robinson going up the sideline. Turns it inside to Tillman. Tillman outside to Richards, who go all the way across field to Sergino Des, who had a chance to go down the wing, decided not to. Comes back to Freeman. Freeman back to Richards. Richards all the way out to Des. Des playing deeper. He was much more of a right winger in the first game. Now he's someplace. Now he's going forward. And Des is known as a right back, but he's playing right wing this game and preferred to Tim Way, actually. Maybe because of his defensive experience and pedigree, but also good offensively. So Adams back to Richards. Outside to Freeman. Freeman over top to McKinney. McKinney, it moves all over the field. Good cross to McKinney in the box. Missed header there by Pepe. Back to Robinson. Shoots. But looked like it must be an offside or a foul, actually. McKinney does a good job of running off his man. He's very hard to pick up. So if you don't follow him or have somebody in that zone area pick him up, it'd be difficult. I'm not sure what was called by the referee, actually. I can't hear the commentator sound. Balogun is enjoying a good tournament so far. He scored 2 goals. He's tied with Mbappe and Kane. And the kid from Switzerland, who scored 2 yesterday. Richards, poor ball by Freeze. Freeze is not good with his feet. That was a horrible ball he played a while ago. Good play by Richards to win the ball. And here comes the U.S. Balogun chips into Pepe, who got fouled. The referee says no. Torre between, it's very scrambling for the U.S. They're under pressure. They're trying to play it from the back, but Matt Freeze is poor with his feet. And they have to realize they should just dump it when it gets to Freeze. Don't try to play it from the back and get yourself in trouble. Freeze is not good with his feet. I think the Australians realize that, so they're pressuring him. Here comes Australia. Turns it over. Ball to Friedman, trying to go upfield. Ball booted out by the Australia goalkeeper. To Freeman. Ball into Balogun with a flick. He just needs to control that ball. I'm not sure why he's trying to flick it. I think Torre will give the U.S. some trouble. Seems like a decent player. I haven't seen him play before, but look like he has some ability. Oh, that's a poor foul by the Australian. He couldn't see the ball, but I think he went to Adams. Let's see what we see here. That's a dangerous play. He couldn't see him. Let's see what happened. He's trying to stretch for it. Oh yeah, that's a bad. That's putting your foot through someone. That's at least is a yellow. Yeah, that's not a good foul. That's how the Australians playing. It's not a good foul. It's at minimum a yellow card. And Adams is having a stern conversation with the ref. That should be a yellow card. And we saw what happened to Pepe yesterday. A really, really horrible injury. That reminds me of Aaron Ramsey when he got injured against Stoke City. Foot just dangling. U.S. with the ball. 8 minutes in. Score tied at 0. Australia has been a better opponent than Paraguay so far. Yeah. Here comes the U.S. Ball played out Adams. Out to Kinney. Beat his man nicely. Goes inside. Plays into Adams. Adams back to Freeman. Freeman goes wide to Des. Des back to McKinney. Looking to cross back to ball to Des. Des shoots. Blocked by the Australian. Real good combination by the U.S. McKinney and Des linking up really well. So Freeman has it now. Richards to Tillman. Out to Ream. Back to Robinson. U.S. dominating possession. Australia, I don't think Australia's put 3 passes together yet. They're having trouble getting on the ball. Robinson back to Richards. Richards all the way across field to Des. Des has McKinney wide. He goes to him. McKinney back inside. Beat his man nicely. Pressured, but he's able to win the ball back. Plays it inside to Adams. Back to Des. Really good combination by the U.S. Quick combination, quick passing. McKinney to Des. Des to Freeman. Freeman to McKinney. McKinney has someone inside. To chip it down to Des. Not a good play, actually, because Des has nowhere to go. That's not a good pass. He should have gone inside to Pepe a while ago when he went to Des. Bless up, Michael Gardner. How you doing? I thought they should have put in Weah Van instead of Pepe, but that's just me. Because then you basically play with 2 center forward. And you got to play Robinson much further up the field, even though he's playing the inverted. I didn't think Pepe was the answer, but Pochettino knows more than I do. Here comes the U.S. Goal! Brilliant run by Pepe. Down the left flank. It looks like an old goal. Cross into the box. And Pepe looked like he had more speed than I imagined, actually. 1-0 to the U.S. already. It's going to be a long day for the Australian. He crossed in the box. A lot of mix up in the box. Can't tell who scored, but it looked like an own goal. And Pepe showed some speed there. US looking like one of the better teams in the tournament, to be honest. So ball played to Reem. He played to Robinson. Robinson down to Pepe, and he rolled his man because his man got on the wrong side. Crossed to the box, and yes, it's an own goal. And he scored it well, too. I thought it was Haaland scoring it. Actually, if you're the defender, you have to let the ball run past you. Oh, that wasn't Pepe. Sorry, that was Balogun. Sorry, not Pepe. That was Balogun running on the ring. I was wondering about that. Pepe not that quick. Yeah, if he left, that ball is going behind Pepe, actually. And he used his left foot. Now, why is a right footer using his left foot to clear the ball? Can somebody explain that to me? That was Balogun, sorry, people down the ring. I thought that was Pepe, but I know Pepe can't be that quick. But why are you using your left foot to cross that, to try to clear that ball versus your right foot? If he stepped over it, the ball would have gone behind Pepe, but he didn't. He put in his own net. And by the way, the first goal was scored against Paraguay also. It was a cross that allowed that. Here comes Australia. Really good shot there. Just past the post. Shot taken by Lecky. Yeah, that's the one thing you worry about the US is their defenders are the back three, not necessarily. Yeah, people have been telling my feed is behind. I don't know why my feed is behind, Brown Sugar. I'm actually watching Fox, and it's regular cable. So I don't know why it's behind. I think I think in my living room is quicker actually, so I don't know. My living room is quicker. People keep telling my feed is behind. Now, I have two feeds. You should see the other one. It's even further behind. So here comes Australia. I apologize for my feed being behind people. I should have turned it over. Ball to Adams. Inside to Balogun. Balogun having a very good tournament. Trying to find Des out of bounds. I think Australia may get 4 today, actually. I think Rugged Boy Reactor said 4-0, and maybe that score. Yeah. I missed it. I thought it was Balogun was running outside. Balogun is playing in the middle too. They're playing 2 center forward and overlapping Robinson. And then Pepe or Balogun may rotate outside depending on how the field is going. So he's not really playing 3 across. But they're so fluid nowadays. They're playing like the Dutch team in 1970s. They're just playing different people, playing different positions. They are very, very versatile. It's a corner to the US. Corner taken by Tillman. Headed down by McKinney. I'm surprised he didn't score that. Wow. He should have put that away. Not sure what the ref called either. He has to score that. That was an easy header. He went up. I don't know what the referee called, actually. I have no idea what he called. Oh, it did hit McKinney's hand when he came back out. He has to score that. The whole right side of the goal is wide open. He needs to put that away. Australia trying to come forward. Australia has no time on the ball. That's the problem, people. When you have no time, you can look good playing football when you have time. When you have no time, unless you're skillful enough to get away from your man, and even then, the US have 2 and 3 people coming. US coming forward. Balogun shielding well. Being held. US dispossessed Torrey. Ball to Adams. Chopped down by the Australian. That should be a yellow card, referee. That should be a yellow card. That's not good. Maybe not. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was initially. So Pochettino getting all excited on the sideline. Sit down, Pochettino. Brilliant move. Brilliant move. McKinney's having a wonderful tournament. Wonderful tournament. That's a yellow card. He's having a wonderful tournament. That's number 5, Boss, with a foul. McKinney went around him and he tried to block him. He pushed him in the face. He wouldn't even just block him. He put his hand in his face. That's a yellow card already. It's going to be a long day for Australia. I have no idea how. I didn't watch the Australia-Turkey game. How did Australia beat Turkey? Or did Turkey play like turkeys? It's a free kick to the US. On the right side, left side of the Australian goal. They're right. I think Australia needs some more diversity in their team. They look like they have a bunch of football players or Australian rules player, not soccer players. Cross in the box, not a flicked over by McKinney out of bounds. Goal kick to Australia. They don't look like soccer players. They look like more like Australian rule players. I see the health secretary is at the game. US wins the ball back. Crossing the box, too long. Australia in possession. I don't think Australia has not made 3 passes in a row in this game so far. Which is not good for them. Throw into Australia. 17 minutes in. US lead by 1 goal to 0. Goal scored by, what's that, Matthew Leckie? Free kick to the Australian. Ball out of bounds, free kick. I thought I had the score right. Take it down. US with the ball, coming forward. Ball play at the Tim Ream. Ream wide to Robinson. Robinson trying to go inside of Pepe, headed up by the Australian. I can't even see the Australians' numbers. Tim Ream to Freeman. Freeman looking to go over the top. Find McKinney. McKinney goes inside. Come back to Freeman. Freeman have options. And the US have options too. When the US get the ball, they have 2 or 3 passes. Australia, when they get it, they can't even breathe. I wonder which regular boy that is. I think the regular boy is faster than Balogun. Here comes the US. It's Des trying to go inside. Australia trying to play out, and they have too many people back. And here comes Torre running against Freeman. Freeze, boots it upfield, out of bounds, throw into Australia. Torre looked like he has some speed. Australia under pressure. You can't take the pressure. It's going to be an easy game for the US. They'll be leading Group D by the time this game is done. Balogun also having a good tournament and looks very confident. Played well for Monaco this year. Good pressure by the US. McKinney to Balogun looking to shoot. Shot block. If he had faked that shot, he probably would have had a better chance to score. And here comes Australia. Out wide, Robinson against Australia comes inside. Blessings, Warren Webster. Australia coming forward but turns it over. Ball booted upfield, be recycled by the Australians. If you just join us, we are watching the USA versus Australia. US leading by 1-0. Own goal by Australia. So US hasn't really tested the keeper. Neither keeper has been tested as yet. And we're 22 minutes in. Australia coming forward with Lecky. Crosses. Oh, that was a good defending by Freeman. That ball dropped in front of Freeze. It was very close. Velopule was right there. Good cover by Freeman. But look at this. Des is late. Look how wide Des is late, but good cover by Freeman right there. Sensing the man. He didn't see him. He sensed him. Yes, CONCACAF is doing well. Canada won 6-0 yesterday over Qatar, even though Qatar were down to 9 men at one point. They had a man sent off early, but Canada was the better team. Mexico, they win their group. They have 6 points. US should win theirs. They'll have 6. So the host countries are doing really well. Panama was not bad. The only team that's not played well is Curacao, actually. Haiti should have beaten Scotland. So only Curacao had a tough time. They played a very good team, German team. Ball headed down by Australia. Out of bounds. Goal kick. US under some pressure. Because Australia is a very big physical team. So set pieces are key for them. US is not the biggest team. If you think about McKinney and Des and Adams, not the biggest players. They probably need the Tim Ream, the Freeman, the Tillman, the Balagans to be in that box competing against the bigger, stronger, more physical Australian. Canada wasn't up by 3 before the first card. What are you talking about? So it's that dreaded hydration break, which the Europeans have complained about. I don't know why they're complaining. And just for your information, Warren Webster, they were up by 2. The red card was given in the 33rd minute. Lauren and David had scored before. It wasn't 3, it was 2. And it was 3 when the second red card was given. They scored 3 afterwards. Well, I think, Devon, if you're Rudolph Speed and you go into the interview with the JFF to get the head coaching job, you can say a couple of things. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, people, please do so. You can say, 1, I played against DR Congo and I outpossessed them and they beat me by 1-0. And that same DR Congo team could have beaten Portugal, probably should have beaten Portugal. And Portugal is one of the top teams or one of the preseason favorites for the World Cup. And you can also say I played against South Africa, who drew yesterday against a good team, and against South Korea. And they drew with South Africa. So you can make your arguments that way. You can make your arguments any way you want to. You can make your arguments any way you want to, so long as it satisfies what you're trying to achieve. Any way you want to make your argument, you can make it. So long as it's you're satisfying your goal, you can make your argument if you want to. And some people buy into it because it's not lying, it's a fact. Any way you want to make your argument, you can make it. Oh, what the hell did I do? Put up the wrong scoreboard. You can make your argument any way you want to, and I'm sure you hear the man come out and say, I'm going to lose now regular. And by the way, not only that, he didn't lose in regular time to DR Congo. Just remember that. And it was a handball. Just remember that. We should always write those things down. Don't ever forget them. Yes, you lost a very good midfielder, not just because he was a very good midfielder. Was having a very good tournament. And his career is in jeopardy. Basically. Let's hope he recovers and recovers well. Let's hope it's a clean break so it meant easily. Or meant better. If Jamaica beat entries, haven't settled on organs. You may be selling organs because Jamaica has beaten Canada before. And Canada doesn't have Alphonso Davies. You got to remember that. They don't have, and Canada is probably in the next round. What you want to do, Canada, is win your zone. You don't want to come third in your zone, people. You're gonna play one of the better teams. You're gonna play a winner of one of the groups, so you don't want to do that. If you come third, U.S. has the ball coming forward. Ball to Adams. Adams to McKinney. McKinney to Robinson. Robinson inside, down the wing, looking to cross really, really well. Out of bounds. If the Australian left it, would that have gone out of bounds? Oh, it went out of bounds. Okay. I don't know why he had the ball. He should just leave it. Yes, they are. They're well, they know that they're not a brick wall team, so they use their athleticism and their speed and their energy to overwhelm you. We're going to talk about Jamaica every single broadcast. Every single broadcast talks about Jamaica. Because not to be at the World Cup is a crime. And probably should lock up people. Some people should go jail if they go World Cup. Should have a football jail. A jail for incompetent football people. US just keeping the ball. Australia look like they're resting. They're not pressuring you. I think they're leading. The game is missing something. Robinson to Ream down the wing. Maybe they had like a Pulisic out there, be a different game. McKinney coming inside, looking across. Goes back to Robinson. The Aussies are marking up very, very close. Ball played out to Des. Des back to Freeman. Freeman going inside. Overran the ball, but was able to get to it and plays it to Adams. Adams inside. So it's Richards to Freeman. Tillman all the way on the right side. Robinson trying to go between the lines to find Pepe. And the Australians made a bundle of it. Easy ball to play and played out of bounds. That was number 4, Italiano, who headed it out. That's bungling, mumbling play. If you just joined us, we're in the 30th minute. We already had our hydration break. U.S. leading Australia by 1-0. U.S. started out really well, but I've since slowed down. Australia's getting to the game. Corner taken by the U.S. Ball missed everyone. An out of bounds throw into the US. They didn't miss everyone. I guess they touched one of the Australian players. It's a sellout crowd, and you can see in the stands there's a whole slew of Australian there, though. They have their own sections. I wonder if Jamaica would have had a section like that if we went to the World Cup. You think Jamaica would have had their own sections? There's a bunch of Australians in the crowd, actually. Here comes Robinson. Robinson looking to go inside, come all the way back to Team Ream. Australia just dropping back in a mid block, and US struggling to penetrate. Brilliant move by the US. That's a foul. And that should be a yellow card by the referee. It's not a yellow card to the Australians. They have been overwhelmed technically. That was a foul by Circuity. Not a good foul. Orange said, yes, bro, it was a crime, but enjoy most of these games so far. Brazil looks weak and are out of sync. David is of Jamaican heritage, raised for a golden boot. David is of Jamaican. Aren't all the black players either of, I don't know, like Nigerian or Jamaican heritage or whatever? Some of them are Africans, but I think Buchanan is Jamaican heritage too, isn't he? A few of them are. Vaughn said, Jamaica needs to realize that experience working in the high level matters until they learn that you need the best person ever. Well, it doesn't work if you are interested in the role yourself, and at the end of the day, if you're interested in the role and someone is better than you, but you want the role and the role compensates you and gives you visibility, then nah, you will keep it, even at the expense of your country. I think Brazil, there are a lot of Jamaicans support Brazil, and Brazil not playing where people get perturbed. Brazil doesn't have no midfield. Brazil midfield is suspect. Guimaraes hasn't played a lot of football this season. And Casemiro is old. He's great for Man U, but he's old. Robinson, ball played up by the US, out of bounds, throw into. Australia's coming to the game, actually. Haven't tested freezers yet, but they've come to the game. "33 minutes in, US leading Australia by 1-0. It's the Australia team that beat Turkey by 2-0. US press being effective again. Bodies everywhere. And Dest is taken out, free kick to the US. US swarm like bees. So what you have to do with teams that swarm like bees, you got to switch the ball quickly. You can't play in them little close spots unless you're extremely skillful like a Yamal. You got to look to switch the ball quickly. Let them have to rotate your defense. Yeah, he was great for Man U, but he looked awful the other day. Sun hot. Last time Australia played, as they're showing, US beat them. Haji Wright, who's not starting today, is involved. Adams to Freeman, all the way out to Des. Des trying to beat his man on the line. Brilliant move by Des. Cut back inside. Plays it back to McKinney. McKinney to Freeman. Freeman all the way across to Richards. Should just go to Tim Ream. We should go out wide quickly. He plays at the Balogun. Balogun is now playing wide. Balogun down the wing. Looking across. Change his mind. Does a good job of shielding the ball. Play it back to Robinson. Robinson. Tillman goes all the way back to Ream. US camped out in the Australia half now. Freeman to Ream. Wide to Tillman. Goes inside the Balogun. Controls. Turns. Spins. Australians, when they go into the tackle, they're going with purpose and with effort. Yeah, they do. US coming forward again. Robinson down the wing to McKinney. US players have gotten more technical over the years, and it's showing up in these games. And Australia's camped out. You got to find a way to beat a team that you can't go in the air because they're so tall. You have to find a way to beat them on the ground. U.S. were able to penetrate Paraguay through the middle. They're not doing that today. They're trying to go mainly from the left wing, not even from the right. They were able to go straight down the middle against Paraguay, and also from the left with Pulisic, but today is not working that way. The Australians react really well, and they're very physical. Throw into Australia. Here comes Australia. Wow. They have possession. Should have come in fight inside and good. The U.S. is just so aggressive defensively. And Australia passes don't have a lot of purpose to them. The passes are just, they're making what they see, and there's no inventiveness. There is no look away pass. Here comes the U.S. Pepe inside the Balogun. Balogun goes outside the Dest. Dest has 2 men on him. Cross in the box. Pepe goes up. Australia fumbling in the box. Not sure what they want to do, and play out of bounds for a throw-in. Very indecisive there by Inkster. The stadium is sold out. It's very obvious. A lot of people in the stands. Yes, you can tell they play Australian. They look it actually. Ball played by Australia, headed down by Richards. And clash of heads. The US player had the ball. I'm not sure which US player that was. And the player's down, both the US player and the Australia player down. That's not Des active. Who is it? Cannot see the player. I cannot see the player. Look like it's hot out there. I see Tim Ream drinking water. Like it's very hot. So the ball was headed on by Richards. Yeah, I think it's Freeman. The Australian player was coming forward and he bucked him, hit him in the back of the head with his forehead. That's concussion business. Both players are still down, being attended to. 38 minutes in. Score between Australia and the US. US 1, Australia 0. I know Novik. Yeah, they're going full force. The only goal scored today has been an own goal. So US has not scored. They have not tested the keeper. Australia defense is very resolute. Freeman is still down. He's trying to figure out what hit him. I must say, a lot of these halftime shows I don't really enjoy. I think the show on ITV with Neville and Wright and Keane is pretty good. And Henry's pretty good, but some of those shows they're not great. He knows what was that? Is it 24? Inkster? So we have 40 minutes in. I'm sure we'll get about 5-6 minutes of extra time at the end of the first half. They're asking Freeman to count from 1 to 5, it looks like. And to say, who is he talking to? Seems like he knows. US love to show celebrities, boy. A goal is a goal. Yeah, we know a goal is a goal. Still an own goal. They haven't created anything yet. It's very important, because as you go through the tournament, you can't depend on own goals to bail you out. Got to score your own goal. Got to score your own goal. Freeze up the field. See if Freeman is okay. Ball played out. Throw into the US. Devon almost don't score. Him not scoring anything. Hit the ball down. I hit the play. Him should have scored it. Argentina don't have black players because they get rid of black people in the country. This is Des down the wing to McKinney. McKinney slowed the play down. Comes inside. Try a little cute pass in to Pepe. Didn't work. McKinney in the box. Australia is like a wall. There's just so many players. They have all players back. They have 7 players across the field. Des with a brilliant move. Des in the box. Beat his man, but turns it over. Freeman won it back. I'm sorry, Tillman, not Freeman. And foul against Australia. Free kick to the US. Australia is just a very physical team. Not a lot of skill, not a lot of technical ability. How do they beat Turkey? I still don't understand. Turkey has some good players. Yes, hypocrisy is innate. Not only the US with their immigration. That's big in Europe too. France, England, all of them. Ball by Robinson out to Des. Des fires. It's a good shot. US on the ball. Goal! Goal by Freeman. Or is it offside? Okay, look like it's offside. Let's see what happens. I guess Freeman was slow to come out. Fans got excited like I did, but looks like it's an offside goal. Let's see it again. It's a set play. Ball played by Robinson out to Des. Yeah, he's offside. He came out slowly. First of all, people, when you're running out, not be offside, you need to look across the line. At no time did Freeman look across the line to see where he was. I was the onside. He's looking ahead. He didn't look across the line. That's basic 101 football. He's offside, the referee. He didn't look across the line. He just stood looking forward. First of all, you need to glance to see where you are. Let me see it again. He plays the ball. Freeman. No, he's offside by a mile. It's not even close. He's actually leaning one way. Yeah, he's offside by a mile. Unless they're saying the defender played the ball. That's a different story. And even trying to play the ball, trying to block the ball. I think they're struggling with that. The defender played the ball, deliberately played it. So the defender playing my side. That's what they're debating. The defender deliberately played the ball that allowed for it to score. Look offside to me, though. He blocked it, but look offside. Referee trying to explain it's a goal. It's a goal because the defender blocked the ball deliberately and it ricocheted, which to me, that rule needs to be changed. He wasn't playing the ball like you get the ball and try to pass it. He played it by trying to block it. And because it ricocheted off him, that just seemed to be contrary to what the offside rule is meant to do. Now, it was deliberate in trying to block it, but I don't think that's the intent of the rule, actually. I don't think that's the intent of the rule. So he hit it. He blocked it. Tried to play it out. I don't think he blocked it. I think the ball hit him. I think it's a bad call. It's a bad call. I think the ball hit him. I don't think he blocked it. Look. Oh, no. Sorry. I stand corrected. I'm seeing another angle. I'm all over the place on this one. He did block it with his left thigh. But he couldn't get out of the way if he tried. His left thigh did block it. But that, to me, is not the intent of the rule, actually. But he got the goal. That's not the intent of the rule. So you just join us. We're in the 46th minute. We have 7 minutes of extra time. US leading Australia by 2-0. Those of you who watched the earlier games in this round, Australia beat Turkey by 2-0. So Turkey must be smiling. Because if they can win their game today against Paraguay, they're still in the mix. US will have 6 points and probably will win the zone. Here comes the US again. Here comes Tillman. Tillman trying to beat his man. Ball out of bounds. Corner to USA. Australia has not put up much of a fight. They look halfway decent, halfway through the first half, but things have changed since then. Yeah, he was, but you have to deliberately play the ball, and he did. The camera from behind showed he played the ball with his thigh, but I don't think he could get out of the way if he tried. If the ball just ricocheted off you, can't be. But if you just played it, deliberately played it, then yeah. So they have different camera angles where they can see that. Corner to the US. We are in the 47th minute. Corner in. Headed over the bar. Headed by Richards, but they call foul almost every corner the US takes, which is interesting. I guess they're saying Richards must be over the back. Nah, it wasn't about blocking the keeper. They're saying he was onside. I don't know what they're talking about. Not the angle I saw. I think because he tried to block the ball. He was off. I don't know what they're talking about. He was offside to me, but the ball was played. Yeah, I haven't seen Turkey play yet, so I can't comment on Turkey. Here comes Australia. Ball won by the US. Foul against the US. Free kick. Foul against Adams on Boss. On Boss Jordan, and I'll show you the free kick. Not Adams, it was Tim Ream with a high foot. Says Balogun was in the offside position on Freeman. Well, maybe my angle was bad, but it looked like Freeman was offside to me. It's like they were both offside. So maybe the camera angle I'm looking at wasn't good. Sometimes when you look at it from a certain angle. And we should be what are you watching? Because I'm on Fox. Bless up float. How you doing? Here comes Richards to Adams. I'm sorry, McKinney to Ream out to Robinson. Robinson inside. Not a good pass there by Adams. Playing with the ball, Adams plays it all the way out to Tillman. Tillman trying to get himself in trouble. Being lackadaisical, loses the ball. Out of bounds. Okay, it's a goal kick to the US. Good pressure by Boss. "50 minutes in, USA leading Australia by 2-0. Group D World Cup qualifier. If US win this game, they go ahead. They go top of Group D. They would have had today. They have 6 goals and 1 against. So US pretty happy with their performance today. Your TSN, okay. Maybe a different camera angle. I think Balogun, is that Balogun down? Who's down? I think I hit in the head. These Australians are very physical. I think he hit him in the head with his chest. Must be an iron chest. US trying to get out. Really good flick there. Ball played. Is that Tillman over the right side? Trying a final pass. Got blocked. And here comes Freeman. In the box. Finds Des. Des with a shot. Good save by the keeper. Not enough power. But US have a lot of very good technical players, actually. Good run by Freeman. Yeah, recovered from his mini concussion. Australia coming forward. Really good move to get around Des, but really good play by Freeman to roll him out of bounds. And Des with that Matador defense, not even Matador, that no defense a while ago. I think Des forget that he's a right back by trade. He shouldn't be playing defense like that. He had number 21 was Burgess that's went around him like he wasn't playing. So it's halftime. USA versus Australia. USA leading by 2-0. Good tournament for the USA so far. I'm going to take my normal halftime break. It's 1 minute. I will be back in a second. I'm trying to remove this thing. It's not working. So I'll be back in a second, people. You'll have your musical interlude. We are back again. That's the halftime show. US, as you can see on the board, leading Australia by 2-0. The Aussies haven't put up much of a fight, to be honest, so far. I thought they would do better, given that they beat Turkey. But it hasn't been much of a fight. They need to do better. Definitely. Now, here are the stats for the first half. You can bring this up. And you can see position stats to the US. 70% to the US versus 30 for Australia. The XG, which is how your likelihood of scoring, is 1.2 for the US versus the minuscule number for Australia. Australia has 0.2, 1 and 2 there, but there's a point in front of the 1. Big chances US has 1. Australia has 0. Total shots US 9-2. 1 save by each goalkeeper. Not much of a save for the US keeper. Corners 3-2. Fouls are even. And US has more than twice as much passes as the Australian. Tackles are even. Free kicks are even. The Aussies have 2 yellow cards as they expected their Australian rules player. So it's a good half for the US. They're dominating the game in all facets, frankly. True love may be generous to the Australians. Very generous. So if you think about the tournament so far and all the teams that are in the tournament, and I would say the top 5 teams. So here's what I'm going to say. First, you're going to agree with me or not agree with me. The top 5 teams I'm going to name. And then you tell me how you rank those top 5 teams. Right? So to me, the top 5 teams are the US, in terms of not necessarily record, but in terms of how they see them play. Because, for example, Mexico is unbeaten, but I'm not impressed. So USA, France, England. So that's 3. I'm saying 5. Argentina. I'm trying to see who else look impressive. Those are the 4 teams. I can't see us another team. Now, one may say Germany, but I don't consider Curacao to be a competition. One could say Norway. I don't consider. One could say Sweden. I don't consider their competition to be there. So of those 4 teams, I'm going to say the USA, France, England, and Argentina. To me, those are the 4 teams I see so far. Given the level of competition they face, have been very impressive. How would you rank? First of all, do you agree with my 4? And then how would you rank them? So that's your homework. You can put it up. I say England, US, France, and Argentina. Some people may want to say Morocco, but they drew with Brazil and they drew, so none of them won. And they haven't won convincingly. Who would you say for those 4 teams? Well, how would you rank them in order? 1 to 4. Based on, it's on the game 1. As we know, in 2010, Spain lost their first game. In 2022, Argentina lost their first game. And they ain't losing nobody who are big time teams. So yeah. Sweden looked good, but Sweden didn't play nobody. Plus, we know Sweden didn't win a game in their group in qualifiers. So they look impressive, and they have their 2 center forwards and Isak playing out wide. But we know Sweden when we see Sweden. So of those 4 teams, if you agree, who you say would be how would you rank the top of the 4 teams? Give me how you rank them. So Peter says, Warren says, Norway is a dark horse, a very dark horse. France, Argentina, England, USA. Interesting. I know the Swiss. I don't think they're that good. I think they have 2 very good forwards. Or 1 very good forward and 1 good forward. In terms of Isak and Gokeres. But I don't. If you watch them play in their qualifiers, they didn't win a game. They got through because of their position in the Nations League. And then they got to be in the playoffs. And they had their new coach in Potter, but they're okay. I don't think they did win convincingly, but I don't think they're a great team. South Africa may look good to South Africans. That's it. Not to people who watch World Cup. But of those teams, those are the 4 teams I saw so far who have been impressive. Messi scoring a hat-trick has been impressive. And the players in those teams who look impressive, Messi was very impressive. So was Mbappe. Olise for France was impressive. Ken Judd Bartolo came on late, even though he scored. For the USA, I think the entire US team was impressive. And for England, I think Bellingham and Kane were very impressive acting in that game. I mean, they have workhorse in terms of Anderson and Rice in their midfield. Warren says France, Argentina, England, USA. Okay. I think that's same as Peter, wasn't it? Yep. So you guys have it in that order. Yeah. So I assume Duchesne must be a Man U fan, because the Man U fans like to call out their players, how well they do. Rashford is a very good footballer. Rashford probably should start over Gordon. Two could probably play Gordon because Gordon is more defensively minded. But that's probably it. Okay. Who was that right winger? I can't recall. I didn't watch much. I watched some of the Norway game. I didn't watch the entire game. First team gone home is South Africa. No, they're not home yet. I think the first team that gone home is Curacao. They didn't leave home. So they can't go home because they didn't leave home. If you get 7, well, Qatar got 6, right? They drew their first game, but Qatar got 6, so they gone home. Okay, team game once they're gonna lose on goal difference. Curacao got 7 their first game, net goal of 6. So yeah. It's not that I don't like Kane being all over the place. I know what they're trying to do. The problem you have is, unless Bellingham is going to play the false 9 when he rotates deep, then it becomes a problem. Kane is a brilliant passer at the football. Not only a goal scorer, a brilliant passer. He's not the quickest player. So if he goes very deep, who's going to go in the box? Unless they say, you know what? Unless the strategy is, I run Palmer and Madueke deep, Kane makes the long pass, Bellingham ends in the box. Because you can't make the pass from the. I hear people praising Kane. He was in the box. He was there. Stop. When you play the better teams, you can't do that. Because there'll be nobody in the center forward position to score goals. Kane is a goal scorer. Well, I've heard people say they're glad Jamaica didn't make the World Cup because they may have ended up in Curaçao's spot. And they would have gotten 7 from... Jamaica wouldn't have gotten 7 from Germany. We would have imported some footballers to help us. That's the way I view it. We'd had a better team. Curaçao should not be the World Cup over Jamaica. The only way Curaçao made the World Cup of Jamaica is because Jamaica administration did what they did. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been that way. And somebody was in my chat the other day from Curaçao saying the reason why is they said we had better named players, but they were better organized. And because we thought it was soup, they took it personally. I thought that was interesting. And then they go World Cup, get embarrassed themselves. They'll get 7. But they're in the World Cup. They're getting $12 to $15 million and invest in their football. I think JFF was a little bit arrogant with their administrative process because they truly believe let's hire some recycled coach from England. Between Trinidad and Curacao and Bermuda, they'd easily make the World Cup. That didn't work out. Ivory Coast was very impressive, by the way. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Like Ivory Coast. Germany, I got to see more of Germany. Curacao wasn't a test. If you saw Germany in qualifiers, I know Germany has played football over a number of years. With Kai Havertz as their center forward, hard to convince me. And Sane, who's now playing in Turkey, hard to convince me. And Musiala, who didn't play well for Bayern, given the bad injury he had from the club, hard to convince me. But we'll see. They have a compact midfield. But I don't know if their forward line is potent enough for them to win. They may go deep, but to win the World Cup. Humility, I think humility and Jamaicans is a oxymoron. I don't think that goes together. I don't think those two words work with Jamaicans. A humble Jamaican, that's a contradiction. There's no such thing. I'm not saying every Jamaican is arrogant, but I don't. In general, saying a humble Jamaican, that's hard. I don't know how you get there. I don't know how you get there. Good afternoon. Who am I speaking to?
Kranky.
Yes?
Fisherman here.
Fisherman, how you doing?
Not bad. You're supposed to feel all right. Your side win the... Yeah.
Which side? All the teams are winning. All my teams are only one team you have. Only one team I have that doesn't win. Only one team. Okay, Knicks. I thought you were talking about Arsenal.
Knicks.
Oh yeah, okay, Knicks now. Okay.
Knicks win the basketball game where you did the outfit.
Yeah.
You did a cry everybody. The coach shouldn't play that man. The friend shouldn't play that man. They call that man. You see, they win the game. I tell us if you have faith in the team, man, and stop. Ball.
I'm Fisherman. I'm a commentator. That's what I do. I call it like I see.
Anyway,
yeah.
The World Cup are going on. Yeah, I enjoy the World Cup. The World Cup, nice.
It is nice.
No get tired of now. Talk about Jamaica now.
No. Hey, Fisherman. Let me give you an example, Fisherman. I use a cataract example. You know, you have let me ask you a question, Fisherman. You have a girl where you're really into and she dump you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everywhere you walk, you see something that remind you of her?
Yeah, man. But
Fisherman. Hold up on that analogy there. Hold up on that analogy, Fisherman. Hold up on that one there. Fisherman. And wait, Fisherman, the worst thing is, you see, I enjoy the World Cup, right? And every time we watch the World Cup, we think, boy, Jamaica should have had the World Cup. We can't help ourselves.
That's all.
What?
Me not do that.
But then you never like the girl. Then you never like the
Jamaica,
girl.
look here, man. As me I tell you, not a soul who they have the World Cup or watch it now, Miss Jamaica, you know. Jamaica is not a prominent team.
No. The real Jamaica football fans do. The real ones, not the fake one. Them.
Me a real Jamaica football fan. Cause me I watch football and go stadium.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're a real fan and you love Jamaica football, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be like.
Me know that Jamaica not really that good. So
no, but you talk about Curacao. Come on, Fisherman. Talk about Curacao.
Man, just like how when we make World Cup the first time, you know, Italy say we shouldn't have that World Cup, you know, we had our World Cup, you know.
Yeah, but you know, we know the arrogance of those people, right? We know the arrogance.
Yeah, man. So I say, man, people go and make the World Cup for the first time. We didn't make it the first time too. Now somebody else turn to make it for the first time. I say, man, nobody not miss Jamaica World Cup, man. That's cool.
Me miss Jamaica World Cup because I would be at the games. I would.
People talk. It make it sound like Jamaica.
I would have gone to the games. So I miss.
No for they talk to them. You see, the other rest of people them pack up in our stadium. They guarantee if Jamaica did that World Cup, you need to know what if Jamaica pack up in our stadium.
That's probably true.
I don't know it.
That's probably. I will admit though, when Jamaica went to France, a number of people went to France actually.
No,
but I'm saying in the US you have so much people. People are gone. We have a lot of bandwagonists. Trust me. We have a lot of bandwagonists.
World Cup nice. Me no miss Jamaica for the World Cup because Jamaica, as I say, Jamaica is not a prominent team.
The game is back. The game is back on Fisherman, so you can't come back after the game.
All
right, bless. Fisherman said, "I miss Jamaica the World Cup." Why I don't understand? Fisherman not a real fan. I'm a fisherman. You're not a real fan. Yeah, I miss Jamaica. Me that World Cup. I watch. Well, if a Portugal way I play or I play Germany, I still I go watch it. And I'm a Jamaica gears. Maybe it's a good thing them to go. I have other things to do. I have to sacrifice other things to go World Cup. So he was trying to play from the back, and Freeze is not the best with his feet. I don't know why they're doing that. I'm gonna say this: Freeze is gonna get caught out one of these games. I'm predicting that in one of the games they're playing, he's gonna get caught out. Here comes Australia coming forward. Robinson trying to hold his man literally. Ball out of bounds. It should be a goal kick to the Americans. Australia made 2 changes, actually. Guess the coach saw enough from his bench. That was a need from Australia against Robinson. USA has not keeping possession as they did against Paraguay, which is interesting. Because Paraguay wanted to play more football. And when you try to play football against a team which may be a little bit better than you, it makes it more challenging. Good pressure by the US. Unforced errors against Australia. Throw into Ikan Kunda came in for Australia. So they have another black person on their team. Sometimes in some country, if you have 10 black people, half of them are playing for the country, you know. So it looked to me anyway. USA will win the group with a win. And if Paraguay and Turkey draw, or Paraguay wins. Here comes. That is if the US win this game, by the way. And they're up 2-0. US moving Australia around. Australia trying to pressure. Ball played out to Freeman. Freeman goes back to Richard. Richard should go back inside to Adams. Crossfield. As Ream decided to go back to Richards. I think the US missed Pulisic, actually. They missed that creativity on the left. Ream back to Richards. Richards out wide to McKinney, trying to go long. Ball headed out. Foul against Australia. Against Sergino Dest. Free kick to the US. That was number 3, Circati. I thought he had a yellow already, actually. I have to check on that. US coming forward. Robinson to Tim Ream, just over the halfway line, coming forward. Ream trying to go over the top, but covered well by. Australia does a good job playing defense, though. They're not lazy. They run off their man really well. When you're trying to run to space, they're looking to cover. It may not be the most technical team, but they have a lot of heart and physicality. US needs some more movement, though. Their patterns against Paraguay were quick passes, a lot of triangles. Don't have that today. Australia not trying to press. Freeman trying to go down the line. That didn't work. Out of bounds. Turnover to Australia. Ball booted out by Australia and straight to the US. And here we go again. 49 minutes in. Robinson coming forward. He has Tillman inside. Pepe, sorry, inside. Not Tillman. Goes to Richards. Richards out to Dest. Dest goes inside. And looking to go wide and make a really bad pass. Picked up by Tillman. Tillman goes inside to Adams. It goes to Tim Ream. It goes to Richards. Australia, when they get the ball, they can keep it. And when they don't have it, they're chasing it. Robinson turned the ball over in the middle of the field. Here comes Australia. Ball played out wide. Crossing the box, headed out by McKinney. McKinney coming forward, plays it to Balogun. Balogun is in on goal. Balogun is in on goal. Try to chip it over, blocked, out of bounds, corner to the US. Balogun need to do better than that. His first play should have been to cut in front of the defender, so he has to foul him. He stayed too wide. See? He stayed too wide. And defender caught up to him. He was very indecisive on that one. And he was holding the defender's jersey also. That could have been a foul against him. His first touch should have been in front of the defender, so therefore the defender is at a disadvantage. Because you can't step on his heel, you may run him over, you get a penalty, or you're sent off. Yeah, it's nice recovery, but it's poor touch by Balogun. You got to go inside. That was a clear. The first touch he got, look at it now. You cut right across number 3, who is Circuity, and he's in trouble. Poor corner by the US. Here comes Australia. Torre trying to go wide, but turns it over. Ball to Team Ream. Balogun has to do better. Australia was way up the field. They were very vulnerable, and that should have been 3-0. That's a big chance that he missed. Ball played into Balogun again by McKinney. He's finding some joy on the left side. Ball out of bounds, corner to US. Ball played by Circuit again, who's, I guess his duty is to mark Balogun. Doing a decent job so far. US with a corner, short corner again. Ball played down the line, crossing the box, another corner. US corners have not been effective. They have to try something different. It's a corner by Tillman, but he's going to take a long one this time. I put it in the box. He does. Ball headed up. Every single time US play the ball in the box, the ref blows a whistle. I'm not sure what he blew a while ago. Australia has no game plan except to defend. That's what I see so far anyway. US keeps showing all these celebrities. I don't know most of them. I don't know most of these celebrities. I guess some of them are football players. I see the kid who's play for, what's his name, in beast mode play for Seattle. I can recognize him. And I recognize Ciara, but that's it. The rest of the people, I don't know them. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so also. I don't think they foul in the box. I think the ref just like to blow his whistle. There's a foul in the box every single play by multiple players. Throw into Australia, US. US coming forward. Well, was coming forward. Tim Ream plays to Robinson. Goes all the way back to Richards. Richards over the top. Bad pass by Richards. There's no height on that ball. That ball is too flat. Can't get to his destination. Des hasn't been in the game that much in the second half. Australia passing is horrible. It's a foul by Robinson. It should be a yellow card. Referee said play on. The Australia player is down. Foul again. And Robinson should get a yellow card, I would think. Number 4 from Australia, Italiano, is down. Yep, yellow card to Robinson. Not a good foul. I thought he touched the... no, that's not him. I think Pepe touched the ball, but it was a previous foul. Referee was playing advantage. Oh, that's Trinity Rodman. Okay. Yeah. See what I know. Lynch, I know. Beast mode. Couldn't remember the name. Australia looking to come forward. A lot of mess. Ball out of bounds, thrown to the US. I'm sorry, thrown to Australia. Australia enjoying some position. Going long. Out of bounds, thrown to the US. Why the referee doesn't call it out of bounds? That was out of bounds. USA now walking the ball up the field. And USA could be getting a little bit tired. They've been running really hard in this game. 56 minutes in. USA 2, Australia 0. Robinson down the line, trying to find Pepe, who has to pass it down the line, looking inside. Doesn't have a pass. Goes back to Robinson. Robinson going to go all the way back. Find Adams. Adams to Richards. Richards to Freeman. Freeman outside to Des. Des back to Freeman. Freeman to Tillman. Tillman trying to go over the top. Was not recognized. Was not anticipated by McKinney. I haven't seen much of McKinney in this game, though. Very dominant in the previous game against Paraguay. I haven't seen this that much in this game. Here comes Australia. And that was Berea, who came in as a substitute. So Australia now have 2 black men on their team. 2 black players, I should say. Crossing the box by Australia, headed down by Torrey, out of bounds, corner to the US. And Tim Reamy is saying no, that ball was held out by Torrey, but the referee is saying no, it's a corner. It looked like Tim Reamy hit it out, but maybe not. The referee is coming over. So there's 3 blacks on the field for Australia, not 2. Torre, Berea, and Ikundia. So the 3 blacks in Australia are playing football for Australia, it appears. We'll see. Players down. Is that Lecky? Was played in 4 World Cups. Number 20 for Australia looks like he's going to come in. The game has lost some of its sting. It's not the same fluid USA that we saw against Paraguay. Later on today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Morocco plays Scotland. That should be a really interesting game. And then we have Brazil, who was always perennial favorites, even when they're not good, playing against Haiti at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then at 11 p.m., Paraguay will take on Turkey. I'm not watching the 11 p.m. game. I'll probably watch a Brazil game. So Australia, Lecky was down coming off, and number 20 is coming on. Volpato, number 20, will be on. Seems like we have a lot of Europeans and Africans now playing football in Australia. Throw into the USA. Number of Australian fans in the stands. I'm sure they realize they're not a good team, even though they have beaten Turkey. Here comes the USA. USA hasn't made a change yet. Bad touch by Balogun. He was through on goal and he made a bad touch. He took that ball with his left foot, and here comes Australia. This is Tory. Or is this Akanwo? And when the Australian is down and he's saying something occurred, let's see what happened. His ankle is hurt. Robinson's there with him. And new recruit for Australia came on. He's very quick. Oh, I think his leg got touched by Adams. I'm not sure if that was deliberate or not. That was a bad shot by Valpato, who just came on. He had more time. I keep telling people, Tim Ream is slow. As soon as he meets somebody who's quick, US in trouble. Ream is slow. I can't forget him against CFAS when Jamaica played US. Even though not a good judge because CFAS is quick. Oh, they do? Okay. Well, they should put all 6 on the field. They want to do well. They got a bunch of rugby players out there. The US is not playing that well, actually. Irakunda showed his speed. You can't tell me Irakunda shouldn't start. Just his speed alone, he starts a bunch of rugby players. We're not good enough. Throw into the US. Ball throw the ball again. I think he threw it from too far. Balogun in the box, turns it over. Balogun not having his best game. His movement is good, but his controllers let him down 3 or 4 times in this game. Here comes Australia again. Australia the ball just at the halfway line. 64 minutes in. Australia 0, USA 2. Here comes Australia again. Berea wide, comes all the way out wide, trying to beat Robinson. Australia trying to go through the middle. I think it's a different Australia team, actually. Because Irakundio came on. Did he come on for Torre? I don't see Torre on the field anymore. So it must have been. He's really quick. They don't want to have too many black players on the field at the same time. Bless up, Ted Dexter. How you doing? US not playing that well second half. They're getting pressure. Here comes Australia. Shot saved by Freese. Not a good shot. If Australia had some more skill and some ability, it'd be a different game. Like a ball just came to Adams a while ago. He just had to control the ball. He played the ball to nobody. Here comes Australia again. They're trying to find Irakune, who is really quick. He's lightning quick. Lightning quick. And US not playing well. Here comes Balogun, touch it in bounds. US has about 5 players warming up. Sure they make a change soon. I could see Reina coming on. Irakunda is lightning quick. Here comes Australia again. Good play by Tyler Adams to dispossess his man. And here comes the U.S. Richards to Freeman. U.S. need to space the field out, spread out the field, and then start playing. The game is a little bit slow. So it's Ream to Richards to Freeman. U.S. has lost their way a little bit. Nothing is going through the middle. There's no patterns of play in the middle. USA going long. Robinson inside to Adams, who's complaining for no reason. Got touched a little bit. To Des. All the way back to Richards. To Adams. Adams is playing one-dimensional. He's only looking to the right side of the field. At no point is he looking left because he probably ain't got no left foot, so he just focus on one side of the field. Poor pass by Ream. Control well by Tillman. Back to Ream. Go over the top to Robinson. Good pass. That ball just out of bounds. The pass was there. Bad pass by Ream. If he played it down the line straight, Robinson was wide open. Yes, I would agree. They need to make some something. So hydration break, 67 minutes in. US may make their changes now. Australia's made about 3 or 4 changes. US hasn't made one as yet. If you just join us, we're watching the World Cup Group D game between the USA and Australia. As it currently stands, USA leads in the group. They'll be on 6 points. Australia will beat Turkey in the first sequence of games. They have 3 points. If they lose today, prior to the Paraguay-Turkey game, they'll be in second position, subject to the outcome of the Turkey versus Paraguay game. Yeah, it's Australia playing deep, and their CDM is not that far away from the center half, so they're boxing him in, but he got one sitter. He should score that goal. His dribble, your first touch when you're making that dribble has to be, I think Pochettino is going to make some changes. He's calling a couple people in. You cut across the defender, so you get the defender out the game, then you make decisions. He didn't do that well. Next game coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Morocco versus Scotland. Scotland won their first game, beating Haiti by 1-0, a deflected goal. Haiti was a better team to me. And then we have at 8:30 the Haitians, who lost to Scotland, will play Brazil. Brazil, who have good offensive players, in Igor Tiaga, Rafinha, Vinicius Jr., etc. But in midfield, they're woefully lacking. Casemiro is there, Guimaraes is there, Paqueta is there, and then Neymar, who's injury prone. You wonder why they took him to the World Cup, because he can't stay healthy. And they have players on the bench, but they're sticking with who they have. And then you have the last game of the evening, 11 p.m. Paraguay, who got slaughtered by the U.S. 4-1, will play against Turkey, who lost 2-0 to Australia. So the two losers will play, and today the two winners are playing. And U.S. has been the better of the two. I bring one game a day. If I feel up to it tonight, I'll come back for the USA game, but I may not feel up to it. Sorry, not USA, the Brazil game. As it stands, USA are in charge of their own destiny. They maintain the score. 70th minute. Our 71st minute, USA 2, Australia 0. An own goal by Leckie. And Freeman, the right back, also scored a header off a set piece. I think Weah can come for Des, but Weah did give away a goal the last game. I think Pepe can also. Pepe hasn't been in the game at all. We talk about Balogun, but Pepe has not been in the game. USA looking to go long. Ball played out, thrown to the USA. I'm surprised USA hasn't made any changes, especially in weather like this. Okay, so we see USA will make a change. Is that Berhalter? I'm not sure who that is actually. USA planning to make a change though. Australia has been better second half. Not great, but better second half. Des to poor pass by Des. Harbor pass by Des. Here comes Australia again. Robinson won the ball. Coming forward. Good play by Robinson. Back to Tillman. Out to Robinson. And referee calls an infraction. Free kick to the USA. We're in the 73rd minute. USA has not made a change to date. And we're in the 73rd minute, which I find interesting. Oh, Kunda, that's not a good foul at all. That was an uncalled for foul. He's built like a little truck, isn't he? Very compact player. So Pepe coming off, not surprising. He didn't have a great game. I was surprised he started. I thought Weah would have started. I don't even understand what Pochettino is doing. Pepe is on. Berhalter is on. Berhalter is on. Sorry, Pepe's off. USA trying to spread the field now and play the ball out. Good move by Robinson. Up to Balogun, who sat down really well. Brilliant play by Balogun. That's how you sit down, people. That's how you sit down on a defender. That's how you sit down, people. It's the 32. The 30 was generous in the first. The 30 was generous in the first half. They didn't have 30%. They have 32 second half. They're running Ika. What's his name? Ika Kunda. The player who came on. Here comes the US. Good move by Tillman. Tillman played with such calm and composure. Adams. Poor play by Berhalter. That ball was a horrible ball. He turns it over and just came in the game. I thought he would bring in Reina, actually. For Pepe. I think that would be a better change. But he's the coach. Here comes Australia. Ball out wide. US has two players tracking him. Australia now keeping possession. Great cross to the box. Played up by the US. Ball headed out to Robinson. Australia now getting some possession. Keeping the ball. Coming forward again. Ball played out wide. Looking to go in the box. Nothing is there. Australia looking to penetrate. Find some room down the box. Good turn inside, looking to shoot. Cross for the power post. Irakunda making himself a nuisance. Ball out of bounds. So US getting some pressure. Australia playing with some urgency. US looking a little bit ruffled. And that could have been a handball on Berhalter. He had both hands out. I don't know. We'll see what VAR says. He's come on the field and he pushes. He put his both hands out. The ball fell on his hand. Referee said play on. I don't know. They didn't give a penalty on that. Australia with another change. Number 24, Inkster is on, and number 22. So Olga and Inkster on, and number 22, Irvine is in. And Robinson's been called. If there's a foul on Robinson, it's a yellow card. He's getting a red. Let's see what happens. Robinson saying he did nothing. Number 20 is rolling around, say he was hit in the face. Let's see what happens. Because if he hit him deliberately, I see another yellow card or red card is above the head. Referee says nothing. Let's see what happens. Robinson's looking. Nah, he's just trying to shield him. He hit him in the face. There's nothing to it. We're in the 78th minute. Australia giving the US some challenges in this second half. US has not been fluent, We have to take US out at top 4 after the second round. They ain't look that good today. Australia's a difficult team to play, but US has not looked that good. Throw into Australia. Ball played down, looking to go cross, blocked out of bounds, corner to Australia. And that's what they're looking for. They want those set pieces. But they're very physical. And they're good in the air. And let's see what the US does. Corner in the box. Headed up by the US. And Australia with a defensive clearance instead of a shot. Goal kick to the US. 79 minutes in. Freeman is down again. I mean, he collided earlier in the first half. That's his second head injury in the game. USA leading by 2-0. They hold on. They will be in charge of Group D. Looking to go to the round of 32. Which is a knockout round. They play the third place team in another group. US is making two changes. Des is off. Where is not coming on. Des is off. Maybe we are getting punished for defensive lapse the last game where Paraguay scored. Robinson may be off also. He's asking if it's him, but he's got a yellow card already, so Pochettino may want to protect him. I think Robinson is off. So Robinson and Dest are off. And Trusty and Scally are on. US going more defensive. Trusty's a center back. Here comes the US. So no Reina, no Wea. Poch is going more defensive this game. No patching a ball playing. Still have a... Here comes Australia again. Coming forward. This number 4, Italiano. It goes back. Australia doesn't attack with purpose, though. There's no fluidity to their attack. Cross in the box, poor cross. Here comes the US. And he turns it over. That was Berhalter, who's not had a good game so far. He came in as a substitute. I think he's touched the ball 4 times, and none of them have been good touches. Cross into the box, dangerous cross, but no one is there for Australia. Good defending by the US. I would definitely agree with that sentiment. Well, it's the 3 teams that are 3 best teams in CONCACAF for years, right? You could add there Costa Rica in there sometime in Panama, but the 3 top teams in CONCACAF are the ones who co-host the tournament, and they're all doing well. And next World Cup, you'll have more you'll have 48 teams, so you're gonna have more places for CONCACAF. But Jamaica got in with Haiti, Costa Rica, Panama, even the Curacao of the world. And you're gonna have more diaspora players coming to play for these teams because they see the opportunity. Everybody want to play in the World Cup. I think Jamaica has done an awful job recruiting. And I know some of the people in China complain about us talking about Jamaica, even in these games, but you're always looking internally, instead of looking externally. Here comes Australia coming forward, 82nd minute. They've been better second half. Australia on the byline, crossing the box, headed out by the US. So a lot of scrambling in the box and desperation played by the US, who have looked a little bit discombobulated. Here comes Australia again. Ball far post played up by the US. And US just trying to kick the ball up the field. Balogun trying to find his man, turns it over. Oh, that wasn't Balogun. That was probably Freeman, actually. Richards is there, out of bounds, corner to Australia. US is under the cosh, as they say in England. That means they're under pressure. I think Australia should give more time to Irakunde. He looks like a good player. Even though he's crying for a foul, that was never a foul. Ball in the box, all the way over, no one. Down the line by Australia, cross to the far post, ball out of bounds. Oh, what a miss. Block again by the US. US scrambling desperately. Australia had a couple chances. 2 players are down in the box. Richards is down, and number 18 for Australia, who is, it wasn't 18, because 18 is the keeper. I'm not sure what number that is. He was also down. Let's see what back in. The ball came over, missed everyone, picked up by Australia, played in the box, far post, played in. Richards came and he got clobbered. The Australian player missed his shot, clobbered Richards. Both he and Richards are down. But Australia's been much better second half. And it's no coincidence that they're much better because they have 2 black players in the field versus 1. Here comes the US. Balogun out. US coming forward. The US is a little bit, not the same US team who played Paraguay. Now Australia is pressing. And this kid Irakunda is quick, lightning quick. I wouldn't call him a kid. He looks like he's seasoned. But he's quick. He looked more like a track star. The rugby players are giving the soccer players a hard time. Well, no, Vaughn. Everybody recruits nowadays, Vaughn. Go look at the World Cup rosters. Everybody recruit. Everybody recruits. It's not just about locally born or locally developed. Everybody wants the best 25, 26 players in the team. So if you're good, they want you. It's not just about because JFF poor recruiting. We know they're poor in developing players, but all these teams in Africa, which have good teams, they still recruit. And the ones who recruit better are the ones who are better. Morocco and DR Congo. Half their teams come from more than half a Morocco team and half DR Congo team. Ball in the box, headed out by Richards. Shot by a straight up poor shot. He has to control the ball and play it down. US has been ordinary in this game. They started out well, but they've been ordinary. It's not the team that played Paraguay. They started out well. I see Weah and his wife are there, but their son is getting no game time today. George Weah, I see his son Tim Weah is on the bench. Pochettino has looked at him. I guess they came to watch their son and watched him play. He didn't get no game time. George Weah was a brilliant footballer, Ballon d'Or winner, president of Liberia. There's a fisticuff occurring. Balogun has been manhandled all day and he's not happy. You're playing against rugby player Balogun. You got to expect to get hurt, get hit. Referee calling over both players. The rugby, he's not a halfback. He looked like a center. Not halfback. He's big. He's physical. Should the players trying to intimidate some people? I didn't say Jamaica, go sit down. Balogun with a yellow card, and so is number 19, Sotar. Let's see what happened. Oh, that's ridiculous. Sotar is the one who hit him. Balogun ran into him and he threw his shoulder into him. And I think this is rugby. I know why Balogun ran towards him, but he threw his shoulder into Balogun. He probably should have got an elbow. So US coming forward. Turns it over. US has been all over the place second half. Free kick against Irakunda, who has been physical this game. And US player is down. Let's see what happened. That wasn't a foul on him, though. That's 50-50 ball. If Scally's going to act like a little, you know what, because he got hit, stop. Get more physical. That wasn't a foul. Both players went for the ball. I agree with the Australian. Here comes the USA. Ball cross, out of bounds, corner to the USA. I think that was Trusty, who's trying to play the wing back instead of Robinson. I think Robinson is more proficient at doing so. No, Qatar was bad yesterday. That broke foot, boy. I'm glad they didn't keep showing it because it's bad. You saw Kone dangling his foot like it's on a line or something. Corner to the USA. They're going to take it short. It's 90th minute. Throw into the Australian. 6 minutes of extra time. US up by 2-0. No game for Tim Weah today. No game for Reina today. I think they could play in this game. But it's a physical game, and maybe the coach doesn't want his finesse players to be in a game like this. Try to get more physicality on the field. Here comes Australia. Cross in the box, a horrible cross. They did so well getting the ball up the field, and then the end product is not there. Poor end product. We are in the 91st minute, going to the 92nd minute. USA versus Australia in Group D. Group D has Paraguay. What are these people doing? Group D has Paraguay, Turkey, the USA and Australia. Turkey must be smiling because this result is in their favor. Either way, but they probably think that they prefer the USA to win. If they can beat Paraguay tonight and beat the USA, they have a chance to go through. And 8 third place team will go through also. So the winner and second place in each zone go through, along with 8 of the 16 best 8 of the third place team. 32 teams go through. So 16 team drop out. Here comes Balogun. Good pass. US in and go to Balogun. Oh, too much pace on the pass. That was Tillman. Back to Balogun. Balogun trying to 1-2, which overplayed. He is quick. Arakunda is, and then he's rolling like he's dying. It's not that bad. Get up. You got fouled, but get up. Richards with a yellow card. You just have to be careful about that because you can't afford somebody to get more yellow cards. He is quick, and Richards did a smart thing, and that's what the player from Panama should have did against. What did Panama lose to? They lost 1-0. That's what he should have done against Ghana. If you're gonna run from the middle, people don't go that wide. It's ball pass or man pass, but both can't pass. Both cannot go past you. The referee's having cramps. Look like the referee in the Jamaica versus Congo game. Referee needs medical attention. Is he going to take himself off for a minute? Going to bench him for a minute and put on another referee? Referee having cramps. I think Australia make a mistake not playing this kid up front. He's lightning quick. You need that speed, especially given how they play. You need that speed up front. If they're going to play mid-block and play counter-attacking football, you need exceptional speed up front. Not good coaching. Poor coaching. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you haven't shared the channel, please share the channel. They bring in medicine to the referee. I don't know what he's drinking. Balogun is now... He's a medic, it looks like. This is funny. I think the referee needs to be substituted. When you have cramp people, you just don't go away now. That cramp ain't going nowhere. If you ever had cramp before, that thing is subjective. It comes when it wants to. Yeah, the ref needs substitution. He must struggle. Take him off, Pochettino. And the Australian coach, take him off. They have Mark Clattenburg in the stands or in the studio. He can go referee. He's a brilliant referee. USA fans are hyped. Ball played out, ended up by Australia, out by the USA. Miscontrol by Balogun. Balogun hasn't had the best game. But the Australia team is very physical, so sometimes it's hard to play against such a physical team. 1 minute remaining. USA will go on top of Group D. They'll have 6 points to Australia's 3 points. Paraguay and Turkey both have zilch. 2 changes for the US. Look like Reina is coming on, and number 19 is that. That look like Haji. Is that Haji, right? So Balogun is off. Why are you making changes now? Like, seriously. That's disrespect to the players. I'm sorry. You can't make a change with 1 minute remaining. If any coach would do that to me, I don't want to say anything. But that ain't happening. Not happening. I was wondering why this Nick thing was up. Oh, that's Flash. Okay, Flash. I'm like, did I have a Nick stuff on my board? So Reina, who scored in the last game, is getting the game may be blown off, as soon as the ball is kicked out. Let's see what happens. I know what Pochettino trying to prove. That's not a good decision. Here comes. He's been a handful. Why the players on the bench is beside me? That makes no sense to me. Here comes the USA. Ball played in Taja right, just came in the game. Looking to go inside and should just go and shoot. Oh, ball is blocked. He took too much time. And referee, he's calling offside. I guess they'll play about 7 minutes because the referee did take some time out. He was injured. USA headed out. Ball over the top. Should go out of bounds, and that should be it, I would think. Should be about 30 seconds remaining in the game. So Tim Weah has dropped down the ladder for Pochettino. He used to be automatic starter for the U.S. Pochettino has actually gone to Georgina Dest, which makes no sense to me, to be honest. I don't think Dest has played okay. He hasn't been great. I guess he wants a more balanced team, but Dest hasn't played a lot of defense either, so that's weird. But it's a winning combination. U.S. played the ball at the top. U.S. is away. Ball across the box. Australia played out of bounds. And here comes the Aussies. And that's it. Game, set, and match. The game is over. USA with his second win. They have scored 6 goals and given up 1. Not as impressive as the first game against Paraguay. I think they played okay in this game. Wasn't a great performance. 2 goals were scored. First goal was an own goal by Burgess. And second goal was a goal by Freeman off a deflected shot. So nothing created from open play. Balogun got a good opportunity to score and didn't take it. But that's it, people. That's it, folks. We don't have any extended pre-match discussion for after these World Cup games because they come in thick and fast. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Good win for the U.S. They go on. The longer they're in the tournament, the more enthusiastic the American audience would be and want to engage and participate. Won't be nothing like the Knicks, though. But it is USA 2, Australia 0. They lead Group D. They now have 6 points. Australia has 3 points. Turkey and Paraguay in the rear with 0. Coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Morocco versus Scotland. That should be a very good game. And then subsequent to that, at 8:30 p.m., it is Haiti versus Brazil. And people looking for a better performance from Brazil than they saw against Morocco. And curious to see what Ancelotti will do with his midfield. Then at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll see Turkey play against Paraguay. Both teams with 0 points. And both teams desperate to get on the win board. So I haven't decided if I'm coming back, Flash. I may come back for the Brazil game, but I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. It can be very tiresome. It's been a long day. And I almost fell asleep during the USA game because I didn't find it very exciting, to be honest. I was very impressed with the USA against Paraguay. I was not impressed with the USA against Australia. But Australia makes it difficult. They're physical. They play hard. And they make it difficult for you to break them down. But thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. And I see you when I see you. Have a good evening.